Hi Tea Society, welcome back to the Anti-Social Planet. Today we are checking out Yeji's Crown on My Head. I'm pretty excited for this, honestly. I feel like listening to Ryujin's solo from the same album was like exactly in that pocket of the music that I really like, and everything that I've heard from ITZY up to this point has been really fun and I've just been listening to nonstop. So I'm excited to see what this has for us, especially given the title, all the crown imagery with ITZY, and then having Yeji as the leader having a song with Crown on My Head. Makes me pretty excited of the performance that we're gonna get. All right, see, this photo is giving me pause because this is like a little bit more intense than I think I was ready to sign up for, but I guess we're just going for it anyway. Sorry, the gasp I gasped. That guitar? Are you giving me a rock vibe again? I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for rock vibes. I wasn't ready for that guitar. I wasn't ready for her to name drop the name of the album this is on. No, I just, for personal reasons, I'm gonna start again. Little like distorted vocal with like the clap. Oh, that drum fill. No, I wasn't. Okay, no, I'm gearing up for this to be one of my favorite songs I've ever listened to in my entire existence. Okay, no, the like, what venom in my pupils, I don't need armor, Queen's attitude. I also love that we're getting like this very good closure with her vocal cords, right? Like it's this very like straight sound that she's going for, and she's not playing around a lot with distortions or breath or any of that yet. And I like that. Like it's this very straight delivery of her vocals that I think fits really well with the like attitude that she's bringing into the song, right? Of this, hey, I'm just gonna tell you like straight how things are. And we don't need to play around with what I mean or like mince words. She's just being very like blunt and straightforward with what she means. And I think that having this very like straight delivery of her vocals fits with that vibe very well. It's like, just so you can't misunderstand what I'm saying, let me say it very clear for you. I'm sorry, I don't want to rewind too. Ooh, so I know I'm interrupting right before we get to the like high note at the end. It's like I was saying, this vocal is a very straight delivery. It's very much in the middle part of her range. So having that like more belting note there, very distinct in comparison to the rest of it. It does have one of my least favorite quotes in existence. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. I dislike that quote so much. I'm not going to hold it against this song though, because the rest of it is very good. And I've had other songs that I adore who also have some version of that line in it. It's a personal preference thing, okay? I just, nothing makes my heckles rise quite like someone saying that to me, which is, I know that's a me problem. That's what we have therapy for. But a couple of different lyrics that I wanted to get into before we get into like chorus things. Yeah, I like that we had like rose imagery and then invisible thorns. So like this idea of, again, things that ITZY has talked about and lots of other stuff, of this idea of going against an image or like people's expectations or what is put onto idols, specifically like female idols, what those expectations are and stepping outside of those. So saying, you make it seem like it's like this flowery, beautiful rose that you like want me to be or that you expect me to be, but there are thorns mixed up with that, right? Like, even though you can't see how that would like pull me down into something that I'm not, I understand the consequences of stepping into a role that doesn't fit with who I am, right? I'm gonna let her do her note again. I'm gonna let her do the note as we build into this chorus. Ooh, the synths. Ma'am. All of the synths happening, this mixture of a rock influence, but also like an EDM vibe, right? And those things mixing together, I think is such a fun mixture because it's like, it's loud, it's in your face, it's jarring. It's also like digging into some of the like rock elements of this like rebellion and like protest and emotion, letting yourself feel some of the uncontainable, strong emotions that you can have, right? And all of that kind of mixing together into this overall sound. Like it's very far from a like typical like girl group sound, right? Especially for a younger artist like Yeji is. So I think that's really fun too, to just have this like very clear deviation from what you would usually get with a girl group in K-pop. And I think that all of those elements mixing together into this very like loud, in your face, jarring sound really fits with what she's going for in the lyrics. And like this idea of, I love that I paid the price, like I deserve this. She's worked really hard. She's done a lot of things to get to this point, especially with this song being a little bit farther in their discography than I am going chronologically. A lot of hours spent practicing, a lot of time put in to get to a point of debuting and then getting this far into her career. And as the leader of a group, there's a lot of other things that come along with that responsibility. And I love the keep my dignity till the end. Love that it's just like an idea of, like I was saying with the rose and the thorns, of you might want me to become this rose, but if I were to do that, I would be pulling myself down from what I could be. I have a crown on my head if I stick to who I am and I continue to push through and continue with something that is in line with who I am and what I want in the kind of music and artistry that I want to bring forward. So I love that idea of like your dignity being more important and like having that be with this like regal imagery of a crown and a queen and royalty and all of that, right? I love that image too, like on your mind, crown, but also like thoughts. Cool. See, they're a much different sound. Like I was saying at the beginning, had this very like straight delivery, and now we're getting a little bit of vocal fry in. We're getting a little more of this like bungee sound in her vocals, and even just like a little bit more of a brighter sound. She's shifting the placement from less of this middle placement in her mouth to a little bit more forward. It's a little more pingy to the sound. So she's shifting some of her vocals as we go into the second part because she's, I've made my point. I've stood my ground. Now we're just getting into some of the nuances. So very different from that kind of straight delivery that we had at the beginning to be like, I'm not even going to give you any room to misunderstand what I'm saying, right? I'm going to say this very clearly. I'm going to enunciate so you get it in your head. And now that we've got a little bit farther into the song, she's like, okay, now let's dig into some of those nuances and bring in some of those little shifts in her voice in order to tell the story a little bit better. There's more breath too. Like the bloom imagery again. That's cute. Ooh, the little bit of vibrato that she had in too. I love the little, hey, that's so fun. Again, bringing in all these other characters to her voice, right? Like her personality is coming out more in the second part as she's continuing the story of saying, I'm going to prove my point in the first verse, really nail down the message in the chorus. And then the second verse, she's let me bring in some more of my personality, some of the more of the emotion, and deliver these lines in a more fun way because it's like, I know who I am. And if you vibe with that, then come along with me on this journey, right? Less of a rock vibe too, more like hip hop inspired. A little bit of grit to her voice. The synths are crazy on this. Ooh, I also love that when we get to that like higher note that she has at the end of these couple of lines, there's a little bit more of a belt to it. It was a little bit more in this falsetto zone at the beginning, and then there's more of this like belting tone to it, more conviction to that line of, instead of having that contrast, like I was saying, having that falsetto was a beautiful contrast to the other vocals that we had gotten. Now that she's getting into a little bit more of a fuller sound or augmented sound with how she's playing around with her vocals, now the way that we're distinguishing it is like the power behind it, which I love. Ooh, that breakdown? Dang, that's a note. Ma'am, sorry, just like she's just hitting these notes like they're not even sustained. She just let me just quickly hit this note for you, and all I can say is in this breakdown, I know like the kind of dancer that she is. Did we get a dance break? Do we get a dance break? Because I feel like it might be a missed opportunity if we don't. I haven't seen a lot of her dancing, but I have seen enough to know that I would feel like a little bit sad if we didn't get one, which would explain a shorter ad lib, because if you're doing a bunch of choreo, you cannot be expected to hit notes that are like sustained and held. That's too much to ask of anybody, even if I feel like maybe if anyone could, it would be her, but like still. I love the like lack of regret too. Like unabashed. Love the layered vocals in the back. That's high. The ad-libs are good. Dang! Look, I knew it was gonna be good. I just wasn't ready for a rock ballad vibe. But again, I feel like it fits so well with the overall message of the song, of this like being unabashed of your choices, keeping your dignity, being true to who you are regardless of how other people might want to fit you into a specific mold, and having more of a rock sound, even some of the like EDM and like more like hip-hop inspired stuff leaking into it, is going against a lot of that kind of flowery imagery or like cutesy imagery that we think of with girl groups. I know it's shifted over the years, but there's definitely a vibe of that earlier on in K-pop, earlier generations of K-pop when it came to girl groups. And I think that it's that having such a strong deviation from that expectation is really fun, and love like the vocal control that she had. Like I was saying, very intentional in the way that she's like adding in different character and augmentations to her vocals to convey like specific things within the song, accent specific things, which I think is just like really fun. And excited, maybe a little bit scared to know what this is going to be in terms of the video. I know that's not going to be the whole song, but it was like a whole drama in Runaway. So I'm a little bit scared about what I might get in this, but also excited to see it. Am I ready? No, let's do it anyway. It's a strong start too. Wow. The like writing in the sky. I don't know if the smirk was necessary, but it definitely sets the stage real fast. The looking down on us too. The lip ring. Oh, we're getting choreo. Let's go. Ma'am. Ooh, love that like burning like flames. Like I was in the lyrics, we have the fire imagery mixed with the flower and like blooming imagery, right? So like this like heat and destruction and light and of like vibrancy that you get with fire. So bringing that in to the actual video, but also all of these images of her like being on a higher place and like looking down is so like in line with the message of the song too, of her being like, I like she has to kneel down to even look at us, right? That's the vibe that she has, even though in the choreo before we go into the chorus she's like kneeling down and everyone else is standing up. It's I'm going to get to those points, right? Like it's her saying, I know that the crown is going to be on my head, right? I know that I'm going towards this throne, so don't get too comfortable with the idea of me like not being there yet. And also just like the contrast, the distinction of her from everyone else, like everyone else is standing and she's doing something else, so her deviating from the rest of the group even within the choreo. Even with all the speakers. Ooh, I love the grabbing motion. Sorry, she smiled and I got distracted. Sorry, she smiled and I got distracted. What were we talking about? Rockstar vibes. Ooh. Ooh, okay, first off, I love the walk forward that we got and that little like stutter with the crown. Love the emphasis on that. Again, going with this like stuttering like synth that we've gotten. Love that. I'm sorry, I want the walk forward. Fire in her eyes too. I mean, rock star. Ooh, is that like an elevator? She's wait for me. Dang, the imagery. Dang, the imagery of her being like pulling this person out of the way to be like, stop blocking my light. Dang, the imagery in the choreo, the imagery in the music video, like elevator, we've had that in some of their other ITZY stuff as well, music videos. The vibes are fantastic. Ooh, the fire again. Dang. She's so cute though. The stage presence. Ooh, wait. Ma'am, do not smirk at me. Are we gonna get a full dance break? I don't know if we are. It's almost at the end. Dang. The like smile and then it drops too. I know I paused like right before the end. Like I don't want it to end, okay? Personal reasons. But like that smile and then it drops again of again, this idea of don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me who to be. I'm going to be true to myself and who I am and how I want to portray myself and the art that I want to do. And I'm going to get that crown. I'm going to get that throne. You better watch out. You better get out of my way because I know where I'm going. And like fire destroys everything in its path, right? Like fire doesn't care what is in its way. It's just going to burn things as it goes. So having some of that imagery with her as well is a fun image for her kind of like ambition, right? Like the fire like burning in her eyes, right? And the whole like smile dropping at the end. I feel it could be lots of things. It could be like the kind of like taking things seriously, a little bit of a threat to that. But I also think of it, maybe it's just because we're dealing with a young woman of being told to smile, which I think sends a shiver down every woman's spine. Like we all get riled up a little bit at that. So I think that having the smile drop is also playing into that, deviating from expectations, right, of who she's supposed to be or what people want her to be, and instead doing what she wants. And I know that I'm pretty sure, isn't it with Yeji where some people say that she's like a little bit intense because of her like facial features and stuff, like she has a kind of intensity to her that people have critiqued her about or whatever. And I think that choosing to have a more serious expression is also like playing into that. Be like, yeah, I do have a bit more of an intense expression or like facial features. And I feel like a queen should. I feel like a queen should intimidate me a little bit by the way that she looks at me. So I'm here for it. I love that so much. I want to see full choreo. She's such a good performer that I want to see. We probably like she probably performed at dance practice. If you want to put some suggestions in the comments, I cannot tell you what to do. So good. I feel like there were so many things happening in that, like between the choreo and the imagery in the music video and just like the little nuances of the way that she was performing the song that I probably can't dig into all of it, mostly because I don't know her well enough. I'm going to be honest that I'm still new to this whole ITZY journey. I'm still learning things about them as I go through music. Mostly I haven't spent a whole lot of time digging into personality stuff yet, so my ability to pull apart some of the nuances is probably lost, but loved the song. Anytime I get like a rock inspired thing from ITZY, it just makes me so happy. Like it's like mixing of two of my favorite things, rock music and very quickly like ITZY as a group. It's a little bit concerning, honestly, how much I just instantly love their music, and I wasn't quite prepared for all of that, but it's like the attitude. I love a good attitude and like strong, straightforward, blunt kind of vibe, right? So they just fit so well into that, and I feel like this is just playing off of so many of the things that they've set up from what I've seen early on in their career. And I think that having someone like Yeji, like I was saying, talk about like getting a throne and a crown fits so much with that, and there's just so many good little things in this that kind of continue with that imagery. Great performance from her too, like from dancing to the vocals to everything. And I'm fairly certain that, if I remember the comments correctly, that they were involved in writing stuff. Maybe let me know, because I cannot remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry, but loved it so much. I'm gonna be listening to that song a lot. It's gonna be like a little bit concerning, but I hope you enjoyed listening to that along with me. You can click this place to go to my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so next time I post an ITZY reaction. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.